Day good. Stupid. These are the things that I did as a teenager and I still do them. There you go. So I just wanted to quickly advise you guys, not advise, I shouldn't say advise. One of the things that's become very prominent, I think overwhelmingly uh, uh, advantageous, I think, in the use of AI, which I've noticed that as I've told this to people, they write it down. They go, oh, wow, I should really do that. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is going to become something in the long term. So I thought I'd talk about it now. So at least, 20 years from now, when everyone's doing it, you won't remember that it was me saying it here on YouTube. I'll be like, damn it, I knew it. And someone else will capitalize on it and make millions. But no, the point is this, that one of the massive advantages of AI is that it can do deep research on psychological profiles from psychology websites. And it can map them onto personalities if you give it enough in terms of stories of interaction between you and someone. I always very, very strict on these two things. One is that you keep it private, don't use names, anything that's recognizable, and don't rely on it as an actual psychologist. But what it does is that it can give you likely things not to say at a Christmas party based upon the psychological profiles that will be there. Now, why is that important? Because I think what can happen if someone markets or takes advantage of this down the track is that new people, new humans who are born today might not have to ever interact directly with other humans. They can do it through their avatar, because at the moment it's all through text and talking, voice, and AI is talking back to you. But down the track, it might have its own face and personality, etc., in a virtual screen or through glasses or whatever else, where you can talk to it instantaneously, and it will be able to tell you, don't say these things at the party, stick to these things. And that will stop people from getting triggered, because of course everyone lives in their own reality. It's something you may or may not know. And so what you say will be heard very differently by the receiver, and it's really up to the receiver to most likely unconsciously interpret what it is that you're actually saying. And most of the time it's completely different to what you actually mean, because the reality in your head and what things mean to you, what the word means, what context does to words. Melissa Saunders, hello, hey yo. All of these things have a massive difference in everyone's mind. So for example, you might say, I like cats. Hello, Jamie, good, thanks, how are you? And someone else might get offended that you like cats, because they'll hear it as, how do you like cats? Does that mean you don't like dogs? Or someone else might say, oh, I love cats. Oh, that means you like my cat. That means I like it. Everyone's hearing something completely different depending on their profile, right? So you're from South Australia. Awesome. G'day. Good to see you. Hang on. So what's the point? The point is, what you can do that now. In fact, the reason I do it is because, given my autistic ways, I find it almost impossible to interact with humans without significant amount of practice and analysis of the situation, because there's no, where am I from? I am from Sydney, my friend. G'day from New South Wales. My ability to recognize things intuitively is about zero in terms of facial expression, people's tones, how they dress, all of those things. So I'm able to then analyze those things myself, say, this was the dress, this was the color, this was the shirt, was it loose, was it cotton, was it synthetic, did they carry a bag, did they have a wallet, was their wallet in their left pocket, their right pocket, were they right-handed, left-handed, was their hair brushed, was it not, was it thick, is it balding, what rough age they are, what's their complexion, are they someone who spends more time in the sun than not? All of these things my brain is analyzing, and I'm able to then match that with psychological profiles to figure out what it is that is probably healthy or not healthy to say to that person. So I had to do that given my autism. But even if you don't have autism and you're neurotypical, bushfires, yeah, there have been in New South Wales. So even without autism, it can help augment your social intelligence. I had to do it out of necessity, but you could do it to enhance your social intelligence, to make you, socially brilliant. Which part? I have no idea, brother. I haven't seen any bushfires where I am, but I also see no bushes where I am. It's mostly concrete. That might be why. So anyway, that's the point. So what you can basically do is not try and analyze people to predict their behavior, but to predict what not to say, so that when you're at a Christmas party, you're not intentionally saying something that someone will take the wrong way. Now, some of you might say, as I would say, yeah, at least I'm safe. Thank you, my friend. At least, for example, in my case, I'm like, look, I don't like to not say what I'm thinking. I just want to say what I'm thinking. No, I'm not driving. No, I would never do that. The car is off, and I'm here in a car park. But thank you. What I had to do, what was I saying? Say something about Christmas party. Yes. So I always want to just say what I mean, but what I came to learn over a very long and difficult 40 years was that even if you say what you think, the recipient is not even going to understand what you think necessarily, because they hear what you're saying as something completely different, and so the wrong message comes across anyway. So if you have a choice between the wrong message and no message, sometimes no message might be better, so that it doesn't cost you in the long run with people hating you or being angry at something you said that you didn't mean in the way that they meant it. Stay hydrated, absolutely, my friend. I have water in the car and air conditioning. It's quite lovely. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that to you. Somebody has just asked, I get embarrassed meeting new people. Do you have any ideas that can help me overcome my instrument so I can meet new people? Now, there is a dirty joke in that, which I won't say, which I would have said 10 years ago. But when your question's a bit broad, but what I'll say is this: if you want to meet new people, do you mean new people that you see and to whom you cannot speak, who are around you, or do you mean new people as in people you haven't yet come across who are not in your location? I'm going to guess that you mean people that you see, but you're too shy to talk to for whatever particular reason. If you want to meet new people, first of all, I would recommend that you start to learn about yourself. So why is it that you want to meet new people? I can tell you in my case, I was desperate in my 20s and 30s to meet people because I just wanted to be accepted. Now I realize that most people I'm going to meet are going to unlikely have the interest, the capacity, the capability, the inclination to understand me. So, oh, that's not nice, Vatapov. Vatapov says no one wants to be your friend. Jamie, I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend right now. I'm your friend on YouTube. We're all your friends. Even Vata is your friend, even though they are saying they don't want to be your friend. Let's take it that way. All right. So look, I can understand that. When I went to school, I got that. I got that every day. Every day, I would do my best to try and hide from most students, because if students saw me, they would immediately target me. But having said that, it wasn't their fault necessarily. It was that people couldn't understand autism. When they saw me walk or act, they thought that, I might have some sort of disease that they would catch. This was in the 80s. And when you compound that with, at the time, being ethnic, having ethnic food for lunch in the 80s in Australia, wasn't a good idea. Now, Jamie is saying at school you have a friend that you're getting to know who has autism. Very cool. Well, I can tell you that from my experience having autism, obviously I've gone through years and years of therapy to learn how to understand neurotypicals in such a way that I can talk to them like this. So you can practice doing that throughout your school ling, and talk to someone about that, understand autism. Just go to Wikipedia and read up on autism. Maybe talk to a therapist, not for yourself, but to understand psychological profiles over time, and you'll get really good at it. And you don't have to be good, you just have to be better than most people your age around you, so you can have patience for them and empathy for them, so that you don't judge them and that you don't get upset when people judge you or judge them. Yeah, it's good, and it's okay to look. I can tell you that I went through a hell that, in my view, was probably the worst. I won't talk about it, and obviously everyone thinks that they went through the worst type of situation. I've written about mine, and it was very dark and violent, and many horrible things happened. So I'm not going to compare that. I'm not going to say yours is better or worse, but I understand what it's like to have a horrible teenagehood and life in your 20s. And I can promise you that this year at 44 has been the best year of my life. And so if you can survive your 20s, and it's absolutely difficult, but you will come out of it so much wiser, stronger, and more patient. Don't tell us about your teenagehood. I won't. It was horrible, so I won't tell you. But you've got your own, and that's important enough for now. Hey, Western Australia, g'day. How you going? Welcome. All of Australia's here today. Anyway, look, that's enough for now. But look, as I said, you can match up psychological profiles, understand people, a bit better, and be patient, and you will just get better day by day. So good luck, all the best. I don't know what that means, but just remember to take life one smack at a time, just one, and your future self will take care of the next one. All right, cheers, until next time.